Here's a partial list of what I missed. The government shutdown is headed into its third week. Trump fired more than 4,000 federal workers. The DOJ charged New York Attorney General Letitia James with fraud after Trump's pressure campaign. Trump sent troops to Chicago and Portland and is threatening to invoke the Insurrection Act. Trump announced a whopping 100% new tariff on China, which caused the stock market to have its worst day in 6 months. And Taylor Swift dropped her new album, The Life of a Showgirl. Tomorrow night, we'll be live after we hear Trump's State of the Union, but one person we have not heard from much is First Lady Melania Trump. Melania did not appear with her husband at either the Super Bowl or the Daytona 500, and her appearance at the inauguration seems to have been squeezed in between regional theater productions of Guys and Dolls.
Donald Trump, the President of the United States, has turned the White House into a fancy hotel full of chaos. And Stephen Colbert has become its funniest and most sarcastic tour guide. Colbert doesn't just make fun of Trump. He takes him apart joke by joke, with words so sharp they should come with a warning sign. And when Melania shows up, it's like watching an old silent movie in the middle of a political show. Her face expressions say what everyone in the country has been thinking for years. Together, Trump and Melania create the perfect mix of funny mistakes and total presidential craziness.
Then it was time for the officers to hear from a true paragon of masculine fitness, Donald Trump. Fat generals, no. Fat generals, meet Captain Cankles. By the way, I don't know if you noticed how he was walking there, but that shamble up to the mic was about as high as his energy got for the whole day. The president is so anti-woke, he's barely conscious. Hello, Madam First Lady.
Hello, Stephen. And hello, Chicago. That is good enough. Because this week there is no chance my husband will be here.
Hang on. Is that the Democratic convention behind you?
What? No. No. Yes.
Colbert treats Trump's presidency like a never-ending late-night comedy show. Every single day feels like a new joke pretending to be a serious rule. A brand new headline wrapped in total confusion. Colbert doesn't even have to make things sound sillier. Trump's actions already do that. His time as president feels like a sitcom where the main actor forgets his lines but still thinks he's amazing. The only laugh track needed is the sound of the whole country wondering, how is this real? Meanwhile, Melania looks like someone who walked into the wrong TV show but stayed because her contract said she had to.
It's important. Credit where credit is due. Donald Trump did something good. Are we still canceled? You sure? I tried. Kind of surprising to see him do something good. It reminds me of, in The Empire Strikes Back, when Darth Vader revealed this shocking secret.
Luke, I'm an orc donor.
Colbert is a master of roasting people without actually burning them. His jokes about Trump aren't just teasing. They're smart and sharp. He shows the funny truth about Trump. A man who says he's super strong, but always wants people to tell him he's great. The so-called deal maker, whose best deal seems to be with pretending. Melania becomes part of the background story. Every time Trump talks, her face looks like a meme. When he speaks, she blinks like her soul is loading. Their marriage doesn't look like love. It looks like an art show wrapped in fancy clothes and confusion.
Look, he's barely conscious. He loves a rally crowd, though. He loves a rally crowd, but traditionally the senior leadership of the U.S. military never claps for political speeches. That's the tradition. They're supposed to be nonpartisan and sit there stone-faced. It's like doing stand-up for Easter Island head.
Trump cares a lot about how he looks, and that gives Colbert tons of joke material. No one talks more about being great than someone scared it might not be true. Every press talk turns into a campaign show. Every handshake becomes a chance to show off. Colbert makes fun of this, pointing out how Trump wants to be loved and feared at the same time. It's like a teenager who needs attention, wearing a cheap tie but acting like a king. Melania plays her role perfectly. She looks calm and royal, like a queen stuck in a castle with a man who installed gold toilets and called it style.
On Friday, in a truly foreseeable turn of events, Trump did not receive the Nobel Peace Prize. How dare you, Nobel Committee? The man is paragon of peace. He walks in the footsteps of Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King. After all, who can forget what Nelson Mandela famously declared upon leaving prison? Fat, talentless Rosie O'Donnell should go back to Ireland.
Trump's presidency is already like a comedy show, but Colbert makes it even smarter and funnier. His jokes hit hard because they tell a truth that's hard to say out loud. The man leading the country acts like the comment section of his own book. Important talks turn into popularity contests. Press meetings feel like he's auditioning for applause. Melania moves through it all looking like someone who's thinking, I didn't sign up for this. Every wave, half smile, or blank stare from her tells more truth than any speech she's ever given.
But invisibility hasn't stopped her from capitalizing on her position. Since her husband's re-election, she has launched a multi-billion-dollar cryptocurrency meme coin and sold a documentary about herself to Amazon for $40 million. It's all part of a personal rebrand that is being dubbed Melania Trump 2.0 and includes this official White House portrait that was apparently taken at the exact moment before her soul was sucked into the phantom zone.
Colbert doesn't have to make up funny things. He just watches. He laughs at how Trump changes his story in the middle of speaking, like a magician who thinks tricks are real government work. Trump's daily mix-ups could fill an entire encyclopedia, but Colbert turns them into short, clean jokes. He removes the glitter and shows the insecurity hiding underneath. Melania's calm, distant look becomes her own quiet joke. She looks like she's there, but secretly booking a flight back to Slovenia. Colbert shows how fake the photo moments are, like reality TV auditions for Who Wants to Rule the World. Melania stands next to him, smiling like someone waiting for an Uber in the rain. Her fake smiles and stiff posture are comedy gold. Colbert turns all that awkwardness into art.
You're saying, Steve, Trump may have no sense of discipline or decorum, but at least he didn't assemble every general in the world to bring up the N-word. There's that to hold on to, right? Wrong. Here he is talking about the nuclear.
We can't let people throw around that word. I call it the N-word. There are two N-words, and you can't use either of them.
Yep. No, that's right, folks. There's two N-words. One you can never use, and the other you can only use if you're doing karaoke.
Trump and Melania's marriage has become something everyone sees differently, but no one can deny how awkward it looks. Colbert doesn't need gossip. Their body language says it all. Their hugs look planned. Their smiles look rehearsed. It's like a reality show version of a Shakespeare play. Trump keeps giving speeches, saying the same big words over and over, the best, the greatest, the most historic. Colbert compares it to motivational talks in a room full of mirrors. Lots of reflection, no direction. Melania, meanwhile, smiles like a statue made by someone who's never seen happiness. Together, they look like an art piece in a museum of irony.
But all of this, folks, all of this makes me wonder, what can we expect from Melania Trump's second term, and when will we finally hear from her? Here to finally hear from her, please welcome First Lady Melania Trump.
Hello, Stephen. It is a pleasure for you to see me again.
Well, we'll find out. Madam First Lady, I see you are really committed to this new look.
Oh, that's right, Stephen. This is Melania 2.0, and it is giving background actor on Suits or a lawyer for table.
Colbert's humor works because people are tired and confused by everything. Trump's government feels like a never-ending fever dream where logic left the room and nonsense took over. Trump treats truth like Play-Doh, shaping it however he wants. Melania stands beside him, quiet and polished, her silence louder than his speeches. Colbert turns all of that into beautiful sarcasm. Every scandal, tweet, and public drama becomes another funny episode. He studies Trump's chaos like an archaeologist, finding patterns under the mess. His jokes don't just make people laugh, they record history, showing how politics turned into a TV show. Melania's silence adds even more irony. She looks both trapped and part of the act. Colbert says it perfectly. This presidency loves attention but hates reflection.
Oh, thank you very much. Trump talked about how America is respected again.
We were not respected with Biden. They looked at him falling downstairs every day. Every day the guy's falling downstairs. I'm very careful, when I walk downstairs, or like I'm on stairs, like these stairs. I walk very slowly. You don't have to set any record. Be cool. Be cool when you walk down, but don't bop down the stairs. So one thing with Obama, I had zero respect for him as a president, but he would bop down those stairs. I've never seen da-da-da-da-da-da, bop, bop, bop.
Even local issues aren't safe from Colbert's jokes. Trump promises big things for the people, but ends up bragging about himself. Colbert laughs at how the man of the people lives like a king. Melania tries to help with her projects, but they get lost in all the noise. Colbert turns them into funny sketches about mixed-up priorities. His jokes are sharp because they're true. You can't fix chaos just by decorating it. Even when Trump tries to look kind, he ends up showing off. Colbert shows how every humble moment somehow becomes another Trump commercial. Melania stays quiet, saying nothing, like an echo of what's missing. The two of them look like actors reading from different scripts. He wants applause, she wants escape. Colbert loves that contrast, the loud man who needs attention and the quiet woman who avoids it. He reminds everyone that politics is still just a show. Melania looks like the audience, politely clapping while secretly wondering how she got there.
It's continually used for sending troops into our own cities to protect ICE facilities. And there was a protest outside of Portland ICE building the day that he announced with 4 protesters. In fact, for most of the day, the only protester was one man in a chicken costume. It's chaos. There are reports that the chicken crossed the road several times. And authorities are still asking why.
Every time a plan fails, it turns into a joke, not because it's funny, but because it's expected. Colbert shows how Trump's government acts like rules don't matter. The chaos isn't an accident, it's part of the show. Melania's silence becomes poetic. She's calm while Trump constantly needs praise. She doesn't argue, she just survives. Colbert turns that quiet endurance into a symbol, power through silence. Trump's style of ruling is all about looks, not results. Every promise becomes a photo moment. Melania floats through it all like a ghost of elegance, smiling only when she must. Colbert's genius is how he makes the madness sound like literature. He says Trump's world isn't about leadership, it's about fame. Every decision must shine for attention. He calls it the politics of mirrors, where everything exists just to reflect Trump's image. Melania becomes part of that mirror, beautiful but voiceless. Colbert doesn't need to exaggerate. Trump's vanity already does the work.
One extremely credible theory is that Trump watched a single Fox News report earlier this month, which mixed current video of smaller anti-ICE protests with video of much larger protests back in 2020. Supporting this theory is that when Trump spoke to Oregon's governor, Tina Kotek, this weekend, she told him there was no rioting and no need for troops, to which he said, "Well, wait a minute, am I watching things on television that are different than what's happening?"
Trump tries to connect with normal Americans always look fake. The rich guy who cares act, the awkward photo moments, it's all so out of touch. Colbert jokes about it like a scientist and performer rolled into one. Melania, standing next to him, looks bored and distant, proof that even she doesn't buy it. Together they look like a walking statue of irony. The man who says he's for the people, and the woman who wishes she wasn't there. Colbert's jokes work because they speak the truth. Trump's time in office feels like an endless TV show starring himself, and Melania's silence adds another layer. One talks too much, the other says nothing. Colbert turns that madness into comedy, exposing what's fake behind the shine. He shows how Trump cares more about being clapped for than doing real work. Every speech feels like an audition. Melania is the quiet co-star of a very loud reality show. Her calmness makes his chaos look even louder. Colbert doesn't have to create jokes. Trump's life already is one. Melania's silence speaks more than words. In the end, Colbert's laughter isn't just for fun. It's disbelief that the show still hasn't ended.